Alright guys, this is Mark's truck. Stay at the Deere Super Service. We got, he decided to go ahead and hit it. Don't mind my coolant. Coolant's freaking disgusting. All I'm doing is a quick hone here to make sure what size we need. I mean, I'm game. I'm not that big of a production facility that I could put it in. We'll cut it. I'm using rough diamonds too. We're just gonna cut it up a little bit and see where it cleans. I've got 3,000s taken out. We'll measure it here again in a minute. He opted to just go ahead. He said he doesn't care. He said, I'm game. Just let's make it right. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. So let me get this done here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. Let's, because you can't really see it. I'll wind up getting that crap all over my freaking phone. Hang on. Now, if you remember, I said it was about 4,000s. About 3.5 to 4,000s out is where this cylinder, right? Or no, it wasn't that one. Oh hell, it was cylinder 1 was the worst one. Okay, yeah, I'm crazy. I started on cylinder 8, so let's just see what happens. Okay, it looks like we cleaned all the way up on number 8. Let's see where we're at. Hang on. Okay, let's see where we're at. So it was 6. We've cut about 4 out. Will it focus? These aren't rough diamonds though. Turn the flash off. There we go. So I've cut about 4 out from stock size. About 4. Check out around. Little bit. Like I said, these are 200 grit diamonds. So I'm just cutting it just to cut. So that cleaned up, cutting out 4. So we're gonna run through the rest of them. And let's make sure they all clean up. Then I'll have fresh coolant in it. That way we can go ahead and order the pistons, get them weight matched, get the rods weight matched, get the crankshaft balanced. And then I always like leaving engine blocks sitting around without their final machine surface, because if a little bit happens, I mean, we oil it when it's waiting, but that way if anything happens at the end of the day before it actually goes to be assembled, we put it in the surfacer, we cut the deck surfaces, we go from the surfacer to the honer, finish size, done, to the spray cabinet, clean it all up, and then it's time to go on the stand and build it. And I do not want to have a fresh machine block sitting around for time and time for a prolonged amount of time while we're waiting on crank and whatever else. Who knows? You never know what can happen at the shop. Things can get sidetracked, and so if it's at all possible, I do not want to machine it for finish size until all the parts are done, ready to assemble. So that's when I'll machine it. So, all right, hang on. I'll pause it and we'll go back to it. Okay, I know normally I do alternate, but I was trying to cut it. Well, I alternate. Normally I'll start on this hole and then go to this hole and this hole and that hole. Just there, it's a theory that they say it builds heat up and it could distort it by doing cylinders right next to each other. I will make sure and not do it like that when we're actually going for final size. Like, we haven't even sanded the block yet. We haven't cleaned it all up. We haven't done anything to it. I just cleaned it up and we're got the oil and grease off. But looks like number 6 cleaned up. Yeah, that little notch right there. But number 6 cleaned up. So hang on. 4 looks good. No ridge. When I say they're cleaning up, they're barely cleaning up. You see the ridge on both sides of the honer and the top. Only got 1 left. Okay, cylinder 2 was a little sketchy over there, but it cleaned up. You got a little bit right. I don't know if you can see it. A little bit right at the bottom of my finger. Just a little bit right there, but it'll be fine. So far, we're good at 10. They're close, man. I've got it right at 4. So because it just cleaned out the top. Just cleaned it right before it kicked off, so. Oh yeah, number 5's good. Okay, now I was gonna say, if any of them are not gonna clean up, it's gonna be this one. So we'll just see. All right, guys, there's our justification. Cylinder 1 did not clean, so we got to take a couple more out. All these are the same size as that first one, 3.5, 4,000s cut out. So let's just see. It's a little bit of ridge there. I mean, if that one doesn't clean to 10, and I don't want to go too close. Really, I only really want to go to about within 3. Maybe 3 would be the closest I would want to go to finish size. So let's take a couple more out. Hang on. All right, we got kind of all the justification we needed. I just measured it, but cylinder 1, that's the one that I said was out. See the ridge on top? Now let's look at where we're at. I got this set up for 10. Just go ahead and hit it on the side of the owner. Get in there, you can't really see it. Well, you can barely read it. It's about 2.5. We're within 2.5 right now. So here's our freaking dilemma. I mean, it will probably clean once I take that last 2.5 out, but I don't want to take the 2.5 out until we're ready to final size, finish, hone it. So, we go ahead and cut it, because that bore gauge is already set up to allow piston to cylinder clearance. So right now we're at a point to where the piston will almost fit in the hole. A 10 over piston will almost fit in the hole right now. Now we just have to cut out the piston to cylinder clearance. So, I don't know. I mean, it might wind up being a 20 over block. Maybe. I hate to cut it though. Damn it. I hate to have that finished size. Because it's going to sit for a minute. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Hang on. All right, guys. I'm just going to gamble. I mean, worst case, in that box right there, I have a set of 20 over ceramic coated pistons. It's going to be a gamble because we're balancing them. But I think it will go 10. We got that little bitty spot. Just a little bitty spot right there. But there's a big old spot right there. But I think that will come out. I've got 2,000 still to go. Hang on. Let me shut this off. Shut off the flash. Get the focus. It ain't focusing. Whatever. Well, you can kind of see it. There you go. I got 2 to go. Which I've also got rough diamonds in there, so I need at least 2,000s to clean up the crosshatch. I think I'm gonna gamble and go with 10, because I'm gonna gamble that will clean up with 2 more thousands taken out. So, but I guess that would say that, you know, if it took 10,000s to clean up, it's not an off the wall deal to go ahead and do a refresh on the engine. You know, it's 10,000s worn. So, all right, hang on. All right, guys, I'm taking them all within 5 is where it's going to be. So that's it. Honing the block. We are going to ride with that, and it'll just be an absolute catastrophe if I wind up having to weight match those 20 ceramic coated. I'll have to make them weigh the same as the 10s. So, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to gamble that we won't have an absolute catastrophe, that will clean up, taking 2 more thousands out. I think it will. But if it don't, we'll definitely have a plan of action for it. So, but we're going to go ahead and get 10s and get them all weight matched, get everything done, and yep, here we go. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good day.